One. Hi everyone, this is Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and I wanted to show you how I made this card. I actually made it on my Facebook Live that was last week. That was almost like a catalog lunch for the new 2021-22 annual catalog. And I kind of went over different things in the catalog, showed a few things. So you can see the replay of that right on my Facebook page, which is Mail Something Pretty. So I invite you to go like the page or follow the page, and you can even watch that video. So I'm going to make this card. However, I don't have enough paper because I've been using lots and lots of this new paper. It's called hand penned, and I really only have a couple sheets left. And so I just am going to change up my patterns, but the card will be exactly the same. And what I really like about this card is how you just have this mimic of these scallops, and then when you open it up, it's a little bit shorter than a regular card. And so I kind of like this little, it's not really peekaboo because you could kind of see it, but I just like how it looks. I guess that's it. And so I found this card online. Another demonstrator made it, and she used different colors, but I kind of guessed what she did, and so I'm going to show you what I did. All right, so first, when I did the Facebook Live, I showed my dimensions here, but they were all backwards. So I wanted to make this video so you could see the measurements, and I will also post these to my blog as well. All right, so the first thing we're going to start with is our card base. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to cut this. Let's see, so my base is 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let me just think here. Yeah. Okay, so I usually cut it this way for a regular card, so that's kind of normal. And then open up my arm here. And so normally this I would fold in half, but it's a little bit shorter. So it's 7 1/4. And then I'm still going to score, actually it says score at 3. Score at 3 here, but it's still at 5. It's still 4 1/4 there. So it's like the standard card. Hopefully that makes sense. And it goes this way. Okay, so the other way you could do is just make a regular card base and just cut 1 1/4 inches off. So you can do it either way. All right, so I already kind of prepped my pieces here. Sometimes you don't really need to see me cut and emboss and everything, but I did want to point out a few things. Alrighty, so I used, where's my card? The Scallop edger. I don't know if they call it, but it probably has a name to it. And then let's see, I used this scallop die right here from the Pen Flowers. And so this is just so you see what it looks like. This is a bundle. They sell it together, and I've used it a lot so far, but for this card I'm using this. But I'm also using, it's a little hard to see because it's vellum, but I have this scalloped rectangle here, and so that's this piece. And so this die set I am in love with because of these. And this is what I said in the Facebook Live too. If you could just buy this set just for these, you don't even have to worry about the flowers. It does come in a bundle, and this is the stamp set called Color and Contour. So you know, this cuts the flower, this cuts the daisy. But even if you didn't like the stamp set and you didn't like this, this is worth it just for these, because I love these scalloped rectangles. All right, so what I did, that's what I was gonna say. If you only had this and you didn't have the hand penned one for this scallop edge, that's fine, because this one comes with an edge piece as well, which looks just like that. So you could totally do that instead. What I liked about this one at first, what attracted me really was that this scallop mimicked the scallop of the hand penned paper. But I've used all of this paper. I didn't have enough to I didn't even have like enough to make more cards. So I like that, but you could totally do that instead. And actually, I think that makes it even more elegant. So if you want to make it a wedding card or something. All right, so let's see, I just put a little dark. So this piece of paper is the inner white, so 3 3/8 by 5 1/4. And I know some people don't like to use the eighths measurements, but they really do make a difference. So it's easy to do on the paper cutter too, because the eighths are easy. And so what I did is I didn't line this up exactly to the edge, because if you do that, or it can move, hopefully you can see it moved, and so it cut off. So these are kind of square, not rounded. So what I did was I put this close to the edge, just a little bit, and then I cut, and then I had that left over, and then I got that. And the same thing, if you're going to use this one, I would do the same way. Just give yourself a little wiggle room so that it cuts straight. The other thing I did, you can probably even see, I used 2 strips of washi tape when I ran it through my machine, and it keeps it nice and straight. It doesn't, because it's such a long one, it can shift. Okay, so now let's assemble our card here. All right, these are 1-inch strips that go here by 5 1/4. So I did that you want 2 of them. So 2 strips of 1 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to put that down with my glue. I'm going to give myself a border all the way around, which is what I normally do. And then I will put down my inner white scalloped piece, and you'll see it lines up really nicely, like that. Just think that's so pretty. All right, and then we'll use another strip, same size, 1 by 5 1/4. We'll put that, goes flush, I believe. Yeah, that one goes flush on this side, which feels weird at first because the only borders on the top and the bottom. Don't worry. And then this piece, so it doesn't even use tons of paper, because look, that's a kind of a thin strip. So this will go right here. And what size is that? That is the outer one, 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. Like that. And then, and you can play with these if you wanted this thinner, you can totally play with the measurements. I'm gonna have this piece, actually this is gonna go on top of that vellum. So this is, let's see, I originally did it jade, but I changed it to blue, so it's 2 by 3 1/4, and then you have your vellum scallop. And I used, I textured it, and let's see, I used, we might not be able to see them. These two come together as a set. It's called Meadow Moments, and they work both in the regular stem cut machine and also the mini, because they're narrower, which is kind of nice. And I like how they come in a set. So I used the one that had the butterflies for this card, but then I used the ones that just has the leaves, because I thought it would mimic the leaves of this. Like that. So I've been using both of these lots. And then let's see, when you glue this one down, because you want an overhang, just don't go all the way to the edge, or however you are adhering. And I'm just gonna kind of use that as my guide. That. And then I'm going to make this one a get well soon. I think that's pretty. And I used, let's see, the Get Well, just if curious, out of the Timeless Tulips, I used the Get Well. And I used these stitched rectangles just to cut that. But you can put any type of tag here. And again, I'm not going to put glue all the way over, because I like the overhang. And then just to finish it off, I'm going to use my baker's twine, and I'm going to do it like a double bow. So I fold that over, and then I make my bow. You pull it. Then you cut that loop. Then you cut this one. And then you have your, I might trim it, but then you have your double. And I find, you can use glue, but I actually find glue dots work best for these. I'll just kind of stick it right there. There we go. So let me clean up here a little bit, make some room. I can show you both cards next to each other, and that's the measurements, which I will post on my blog for you. So there you go. But I just love the scallops in this little fold, or not even a fold, just the little cut. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Again, feel free to go back to my Facebook page, Mail Something Pretty, and watch the whole Facebook Live. I think it ended up being 55 minutes, even though my goal was 30. And then check out my blog too, because I'll have more postings there as well. And from my blog, you can sign up for my mailing list, and you can see my classes and all sorts of things. It's like a little hub of everything that you need. Thanks again. Have a great day. This is Christine of Mail Something Pretty. Bye-bye.